Hello, my name is DC. I'll be giving you match analysis for Quadisah versus Weyhda. Let's get into this one real quick. I've pressed play, it's not pressing, so let's try this. Because sometimes when I double click, it'll take me out of this full screen mode, yeah. Alright, let's get into this. Alright, chance, goal. Hey, that guy looks familiar. Oh, ighalo from Manchester United. I know his time was short, but you know what? Love the player. Just wish he got more starts. Otherwise, let's get into this. Yeah. Oh, ighalo. Never knew he was playing in Saudi though. Alright, so he's lost his balance. So yeah, he's immediately. Not only has he lost his balance, he's also much more forward. So which means he is playing ighalo offside. That's a terrible line. Let me use this. Yeah, because as you can see, ighalo is right before. He's right. He is before the 18-yard line. He is no, either on or moving far away from the 18-yard line. So let's get back into this. Let me press play here. Alright, play here. Alright, he gets back and then he tries to challenge, but unfortunately can't. He plays it here into the player. He plays it into him, but it's one of those things whereby he's running forward. He wants to take the ball forward with him. Ighalo wants to take the ball into it. Hold the ball up and then try to maybe play it on him while he's running so that he doesn't have to worry about pushing the ball forward. What instead ends up happening is that I don't know. I don't know what happens. All I know is that ighalo turns and then he takes a quick shot. Man, I really wish I just wish ighalo started more games because he was definitely decent enough. It's just one of those things other players had to play before idion. Yeah, so here he shrugs him off. And then let's look at how the defender was situated before he actually goes for that. So he's actually ahead of the ball, and then the player here manages to run really quick, and then he pushes him off the ball. So at that point, the defender wasn't anticipating or expected for himself to be shrugged off the ball like that. And then he continues running so quickly such that he runs past the ball. Because here, ighalo. Alright, so the ball is played in. Here, I don't know what happens. Let's see. He tries to go for the ball, he misses, and then he leaves ighalo with the ball. And then what I like is look at how quick he turns and shoots. And that's a really good strike. Wish we had more than one angle of that strike. Alright, he's pushing forward. Whoa. Whoa. You know what? I wouldn't be that mad. Alright, so here he gets the ball, he starts driving forward. And then look at this. It's one of those, he has open space to run into, but there are men that are willing to immediately press him. Immediately he does. Not really press, but pressure him. Pressing is more organized pressure that can be done individually, but pressing, oof, that's something more complicated. Alright, so here as he's running forward with the ball, he takes a big touch, and then ighalo, he wasn't at the best angle, so he couldn't really engage. Then he engaged, but unfortunately he couldn't get the ball. Then what happens here is kind of funny, because none of them actually engage. They just watch him. They just stand, and that's why he beats them. It's because they're standing and he's running, and he gets past them very quick, and that's a lovely shot. And then again, it's one of those. I think here, yeah, since both of them are standing, I would rather. It's funny because I'd rather one person goes side on, or to the extent whereby he's side on but he can sprint in this direction and just try and shrug him off. Because I definitely do feel one of them could have tried to just barge him into his shoulder and probably get the ball. But unfortunately, since both of them are standing and they didn't anticipate him being so quick with his feet, not only just being so quick with his feet, but here, boom, that's a wonder goal because of how quick he does it. Okay, that is such a good goal because look, it starts here. And then look at these two are just standing. If one went, it's one of those. Sometimes the reason why you throw multiple players at a person isn't necessarily because you want to win the ball, it's because you want to make the next person's job easier. because here he's flat-footed, and then he has to deal with someone that's running at him. So let's say, for example, he pressured the ball. It would have forced this guy to either move to the left or right, and probably made his job a little more easier to either get the ball or just guide him somewhere else. Unfortunately, all of them, they don't really. I think it's also because he sprints. He practically sprints. He moves so quick, and then since they're standing, he gets past them. But this strike here, nothing the keeper could have done. Ooh, that was close. That was close, actually. All right, he's given. You have seen someone score from near the 18-yard line, and everyone is so deep. I get it's near halftime here, as you can see. Let me just do that, yeah. And they want to protect their lead. Not their lead. They want to just avoid going into the second half a goal down, especially when you're so close to entering into the break. So everyone is so deep, such that they've left. It's not that they're deep. It's that this guys, because the reason why they're here is because they're trying to force people to shoot the ball from outside the box. That's what they're trying to do. But unfortunately, they're just too deep because these players here, something just was in them to just shoot from afar. Because once again, they give him all this space. No one is close enough to pressure or block. And then this is a good hit and this is a good save. Once again, from the 18-yard, near the 18-yard line, boom, keeper saves it. And that one was close, you could tell. Then here, let's see what happens. And it's not offside. Aubameyang. Alright, let's put it back and see what happens. Alright, so he has the ball, right? Aubameyang, is he onside? It's hard to tell, but this is amazing vision for the fact that there's 1, 2, 3 players in front of him, but he still has the composure and the vision not only to see Aubameyang, but to execute the pass into him. It's a little, I don't know if it's a lob ball, chip ball, just like that. And unfortunately, the defender here assumed the ball was not going to reach, pushed up, even though Aubameyang is still onside. And then this is a lovely touch and finish from Aubameyang. The touch settles the ball, and then he's so quick. That movement is so quick. The movement of him putting the ball down and then pushing his foot back out so he can strike the ball. And he looked immediately towards the linesman to see if he was offside. Yeah, but this here, he takes the ball. And yeah, Aubameyang is it's on another day it's given, on another day it's not, because there are some times whereby they use the slightest of offsides to call. But this here is still amazing. Brings it down, strikes it. And I think this is actually offside. Yeah, it is offside. They did well. Ooh. That is such good play. That is such good play. And it's because one touch move, a touch move, a touch move. Because let's get into this, right? Look at this. Boys played into him. He immediately. So this is the dangers of constantly playing an offside trap, because everyone is trying. Everyone is trying so hard. Look at this. Everyone is running forward so quickly, such that the player will be immediately be caught offside. But there's sometimes that, okay, it's risky, because sometimes offsides are given, sometimes they're not. But kudos for the fact that they are so well drilled that everyone is running. So he plays it into him because he is in between these two defensive players here, and he's free to receive the ball. Not only to receive the ball, and he's also able to pass. And I like that immediately he passes him the ball, he rushes. And not only that, he runs in behind this player rather than in front of him. He runs in behind him so that he can see him. And then boom, he has the ball here. He touches it and then he plays it so calmly, and he continues his run. They've definitely been training that. Because look at that, he continues his run. The defender here, I feel as if he makes a mistake. He rushes to get in front of him. I do feel he could have just gone tight, not what do you call this? He could have gone super tight and then forced him not to turn, because immediately he turns, he can see the run, and then he plays this little lovely weighted ball here, and then this strike, boom. That is such a good strike. I know it hits the post. I feel like it's one of those that could have just gone on, entered, gone past the line, and then, entered. Alright, so there I don't know what's happened. It looks like someone has been injured, but these guys dive a lot. Alright, so this starts here. So everything so far seems to be okay. So that's where the problem starts. When he does that chop, he makes the defend, he gets past the defender and has now all this free open space that he can look up to. And Aubameyang here, once again, running in behind. And it's a reason, because if you run behind the defender won't see you. So, because look at what Aubameyang does. Immediately he sees the chop, he sees that he is able to move down the line here. He identifies this, and then he also identifies this space here that he can run into, in which he has a better chance. Because look at this, there's no one here, and it's okay because the ball is there. Unfortunately, Aubameyang sees that space, and he knows that he can exploit it. Let's just let it load a bit. Oh yeah, right, okay. Aubameyang knows he can exploit this space. So once he sees that shot, look at that change of direction. He doesn't like do. Oh, sorry, not that one. He doesn't like do stop and no. He doesn't like do one of those. No, sees just like that. Very quick turn, change of direction, and then he runs behind the defender so the defender can't see him. And then this is a lovely weighted ball, and this is a good header. Heads it into space. He hits it. I don't know. Yeah, so he gets the final touch. I thought he got deflected in, but he gets the final touch. All because of Aubameyang's movement. He identifies the space. And then here, boom. I feel the defender should have anticipated that because there's only so far he could have gone. But anyway, great piece of skill by him. And then Aubameyang here identifies the space, runs towards that space, and then he heads it down. Rather than heads it across, he heads it down, and he allows his teammate to score. Not allow, but passes it to his teammate. Ball is played here, played across, goal. Yeah, I feel that's too easy personally. Because everything starts from here. He is running unmarked. Let's just let that load for a bit. He's run unmarked from somewhere here to here. Yeah, he's been running unmarked from somewhere here. He's been running all the way straight. He runs, and then this is a lovely weighted ball. And they also give him way too much time to look and pick out the pass. It's a lovely pass, and then here, he sees Aubameyang. He sees him. But because he's unmarked, he has all the time in the world to make the pass. And then, boom, just plays it along here. And Aubameyang puts it into the back of the net. And looks like it's offside. But where is the offside though? I'm not seeing the offside. Ooh, that one's tight. Yeah, and it's a goal. This is why it's so risky trying to constantly play offside all the time because some are given, some are not. Yeah, otherwise that's been my match analysis for Quadisah versus Weyhda. Ighalo scores, people. I understand Aubameyang had a pretty good game, but Ighalo, his turn and shoot was very good. And yeah, one of those players I just wish was given more game time at United. Otherwise, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next match analysis.